That's a fair point, man. I mean, let's be real.
Brothers, I mean, y'all, if y'all know me, I love history, I love masonry, and I try to find things in American history as far as masonry goes, and there's just a couple things that I'm going to share tonight. And the last one, I'm going to read a poem and then I'll explain that poem. But tonight, masonry, I mean, if you go back in time 102 years to 1922, or even as far as the War of Northern Aggression, masonry was, the mindset was totally different. I mean, you got to kind of put yourself in that time period, and the honor of the men that, and when I was reading it, probably in this article, biggest part of masonry, basically, it's a huge foundation for the founding fathers with this country and the Constitution. And masonry basically, at a certain degree, saved this nation. I mean, that mindset with, I think it was 30 of the signers were Masons. And in that mindset, they created our Constitution and built this nation and our foundation. And our foundation, I truly believe this country's foundation is still strong. Yes, it's being shaken. Yes, we have a lot of evil woven into the fabric of this nation, but I truly believe that the evil part of it is a temporary thing. We just have to endure it. Let me get to the correct page. But I'm going back to, you gotta kind of go back to 1922 and put yourself back in time a little bit. Bear with me 1 minute. Thought I had it. Well, another thing I was wanting to say also, with some of the things that have gone on in the last month or so, I know some tempers were raised, and things were said in differences and hard feelings between our lodge and other lodge. The names that Mystic Ty is called, you know, we're the dress-up lodge and things like that. If you don't do ritual, that's all we do. We're all about ritual. No, negative. Ritual is only a part of masonry. Education. Once you become a Mason, education is a very important part. Very important. And some of y'all that's been knowing me for 10 years have seen that. Rex Hasty, Dirt East. Y'all have seen that. But anyway, let me quit babbling and go on. It was, he agrees with a greater and braver poet who said, "Away with funeral music, set the pipe to powerful lips, the cup of life for him that drinks and not for him that sips. At the end of the old year and the beginning of the new, we can see that it simplifies life to know that we are pilgrims in a pilgrim world. When a man starts on a journey, he does not take everything with him, but only such things as he really needs. It is largely a matter of discrimination in transportation. Slowly that he tries to take too much with it, weighing itself down with useless rubbish which ought to be thrown aside. Much worthless luggage is carted over the hills and valleys of history, hindering the advance of humanity. It is so in our own lives. Men stagger along the road with acres of land on their backs and houses and bags of money. Others carry old hates, old grudges, old envies and disappointments, which wear down their strength for nothing. At the end of the year, it is wise to unpack our bundle and sort out the things we do not need, throwing the useless litter out the window or into fire. How much does a man really need for his journey? If the wisdom of the ages is to believe the things we actually need are few, but they are very great. There abideth faith, hope, and love. These three, and the greatest of these is love, brotherly love, relief, and truth, to which let us add courage, which is the root of every virtue and the only security. What more do we need in a world where the way is often dim, the road roughly, and the weather stormy? We have time only to love and do good. Hate is the worst folly. After all, what do we ask of life, here or hereafter, but leave to love, to serve, to commune with our fellows, with ourselves, with the wonderful world in which we live, and from the lap of earth to look up into the face of God. Neither wealth nor fame can add anything worthwhile. The human procession is endlessly interesting, made up of all kind of folks, quaint, fantastic, heroic, ignoble, joyous, sorrowful, ridiculous, and pathetic, some marching, some strangling through the world. There are great hearts who patrol the road and angels who walk with us in disguise. Angels, we know them to be because they believe in us when we do not believe in ourselves, and thus make us do our best. And they're sulkers who shirk every danger and wander to no purpose, like the tramp in the western village, who when asked if he was a traveler replied, "Yep, headed south. This trip, Memphis maybe. If I don't lay off sooner, I suppose I would. If I don't lay off sooner, I suppose I want you call a bum partner, but I ain't as bad as some of them. I've been hitting," and I read too far. Anyway. But anyway, I mean, it's, to sum it up, I think it's just a little waste of time. Yes, we get mad. We're human. Yeah, we want to throw a brick at somebody. I mean, but as Masons, we're better than that. And we should learn, because I'm trying to be Masonically, we're dealing with a lot of people that just call themselves Mason for a title, but they don't understand what it is to be a Mason. And one last thing that I want to read, I'm reading out of a book that's called House Undivided. And it's about Masonry during the War of Northern Aggression. And the mindset that these men, whether they wore the blue or the gray, made Masons of brotherly love prevail in the harshest of battles and blood and guts. So I'm just going to read this poem, and one thing caught my attention, and I'm sure it'll catch y'all, but let's give it a go. Let me make the words a little bigger so I can see them. Said, then blood was shed, and there was slaughter, staining the soil of our brave new world, when brothers, to defend their freedom as they knew it, cruel canister at one another hurled. Still sleep the brave, who fell so long ago, but life is love, and love they gave, who saw a brother in the foe, a chosen few, a chosen few with hopes despairing, insisted yet the craftsmen try to build the house of brotherhood in north and south. With love they wove strands of the mystic tie. Now sleep the wives who labored long ago, for life is love, and love they gave, who knew a brother, though a foe. Bright symbol of those wartime mercies was Brother Mackey in Charleston's pride, begging his townsmen for some simple comforts for lonely captives from the Union side. Now sleep those hearts that loved so long ago, but life is love, and love they gave, who served a brother, though a foe, but men still wage a bitter warfare against the powers of hate and greed. Ignorance spawns anew her course in spiteful soldiers, yet brothers everywhere our love still need. Now wake the souls of those who dare to see that life is love, and love will win. Whenever men must brothers be. The author of that is Conrad Hahn.
Conrad who?
H-A-H-N. Hahn. Thank you, brother. That's it. I'm done boring you.
Well, Mike, I'm